Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Gravity Cheeseburger, where I share my life with you a few minutes at a time. How you doing? Went looking through my videos, and it says that I hadn't posted a video for about 2 months. I don't know if that's true or not, but a few things have happened since I last streamed. I did a couple shorts. That's about it. Last time I streamed, it was before the election. Well, we all know what happens, don't we? My guy, he's back in the White House. Hell yeah. What else has happened? I lost another tooth. My doggy Romy, he got sick. Well, not really sick. You guys may have noticed that he has a lump on his eye. Well, it swelled up really huge and it burst. He was feeling very badly for a while. There they are. Say hi. It's my babies. My babies. My babies. My Bobo and my Romy. Say hi to him. Gives him some love. Gives him baby some love. Yeah, son. Anyway, Romy was feeling poorly for a while. At my workplace, there's some changes. We have a new manager, and we're getting some upgrades. The restaurant and the bar are now open, so is the pool. And I am still not sure if we have a social media policy that prohibits me from talking about or even saying where I work, so I won't. If you know me, you know where I work, and you can just spread the word. I had a very good night. My workload was very light, and now I've got my 2 nights off. My schedule is going to change here in the near future. As soon as they get someone trained in the laundry room and on night audit, then I'm going to go to the front desk in the afternoons from 3 in the afternoon until 11 o'clock at night, which I think is going to work out really good. Because I decided that I would like to live some of my life in the daylight again. This is not the restaurant in the hotel where I work, by the way. Let's see, what else? Notice the t-shirt. Secure Team 10. Tyler Glockner. Fellow Buckeye. Hell yeah. With all this talk about all these drones that have been flying around, and everyone has skipped calling them UFOs or UAP or whatever. And everybody knows that these days, if you're talking about UFOs, everyone says UAP. They ain't UFOs no more, they're UAP. But that's what all the news organizations have been calling them, is UAP. And either that or drones. They're calling them UAP or drones. Some of them's actually saying they're UFOs. But anyway, I'm reserving judgment. I haven't seen anything in the skies myself. However, it was either this morning or yesterday morning. Coming home from work, I look up in the sky and there's all kinds of crisscrosses in the sky. You know, chemtrails. That's what they are. They're chemtrails. They're not. They're not. It's not jet stream. Jet stream dissipates a lot faster. Jet stream does not, hang around in the sky. And anyone who has ever, sat and watched the planes and jets across the sky knows that the jet stream dissipates and is gone within, 5 minutes. So, yeah, chemtrails. Don't know what's in them, but that's what they are. Anyway, I haven't seen any of these drones myself. It's been said that they've been seen in down around Myrtle Beach. My daughter lives in that general area, and I haven't had a chance to ask her if she's seen anything yet. I know my other niece, my oldest sister's daughter, she saw something the other night. Didn't really get much detail out of what she saw because we had a 4-way video chat going, and there was at least 3 people talking at once at nearly any given moment. Anyway, I am waiting to hear what Tyler has to say about these goings on. He has been silent, however, so I think he's taking it in and waiting to see what happens because he doesn't like to report on nothing burgers. I don't think this is a nothing burger, but we don't know what it is yet. As usual, I don't have anything in particular that I want to talk about, so I'm just going to talk randomly. And it would be nice if somebody who got in the live stream would drop a comment or something. I finally got the comment section to the chat, whatever you call it. I got it figured out, but nobody has been in here to give a chat. So it's more fun that way. So get in here and chat me up. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking to the dead air. And that's okay. Anyway, I'm just hanging out in here in my bedroom. My doggies sniffing and scratching all over themselves and the blankets and everything else. Fun, fun, fun. I lead such an exciting life. To any of my friends who might watch this video later, howdy. I'm going to guess that Susie Reynolds will probably give a listen. And anyone else who gives a listen. My friend Susie Reynolds is having some medical issues, and I would appreciate it very much if you'd drop a prayer for her. She's healing very well, but we want to see her completely healed for God's glory. Speaking of God's glory, I finally found out when The Chosen Season 5, or is it 6? It might be 6. I don't remember. It's either 5 or 6, but it's the new the new season. It's dropping in April. Man, it just seems so far away. I had Thanksgiving dinner with my sister. My sister Kim. It was delicious. I know, I make some ridiculous faces. And I'm boring as usual, but you know, I am gonna keep plugging away because I've had this channel for a couple of years, and I just don't want to shut it down. So I'll just continue to be boring. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll find some kind of niche, or whatever, however you pronounce that word, and I'll become interesting and micro relevant, maybe even. What to talk about? What to talk about? Oh boy. Could talk about the upcoming holiday, which is Christmas, because Thanksgiving is already over. But I didn't do anything last year in the way of celebrating Christmas, except a special prayer to my Lord. And it might be what I do this year as well. I I don't have any decorations up. Let's see. I didn't even put my front door thing, the thing that hangs on the outside of your door. Some people put wreaths, other people put little plaques. I've got I used to have one that said reindeer crossing, and I think I took it to work, and I think it might have went missing. I don't know, because there for a while I had a big problem with people coming into the laundry room, which is my main job. And since I've been working there for almost 4 years, I bring little things in there to kind of make the space my own. And I think that was one of them. But anyway, people come in there and take my things. I'm like, what the hell, people? What's wrong with you? But I suspect that with the new managers, things like that are not going to happen as often, because he seems to, so far, he seems to be pretty serious about turning the place around. And if you don't have employees that respect one another enough to keep their hands off other people's private property, then, that's not likely to happen. But we will see. Time will tell. And we've got other things. Oh yeah, I am not sure I even mentioned it, but I might have mentioned in the past that the hotel has a pool. It's a rather large pool, and it would draw a lot of people in. And it got shut down for quite some time. Well, it's reopened. So now we have the pool, we have a restaurant and a bar, and I figure within a few months they're going to be working on the meeting spaces, because the hotel is a conference center. It was built to be a conference center, so we do have meeting spaces. So I figure those will be worked on, maybe upgraded if they need to be. I know there's one meeting area that does need major repairs and upgrades, but the other spaces, I think they just need, like, there might be a leak in the roof in the ballroom, maybe. Oh, I could be wrong. I'm just guessing, but it won't take a whole lot to get the meeting spaces back up to acceptable. And then actually, get someone to sell those spaces. And I think we'll be back on track to success, and we might even be as successful as we were the first time I worked there. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, and if I did, anyone that listens to this either doesn't know or forgot. But when I first moved to Marietta, the hotel that I work at right now, I worked there. It was the first job that I took here in Marietta, and I worked as a housekeeper. And the bank owned the hotel at the time. I don't know who was actually managing it. I think they had a management group that was making the decisions or something like that. And I don't even honestly remember who was employed there who was acting as manager. Bobo, stop it. You're wiggling my screen, buddy. But yeah, I saw the hotel when it ran the way it should have. Every single, stop it, Bobo. Every single 120, actually 119, no, 120, because I believe there's 121 rooms in the building. And the first time I worked there, 120 rooms were up and running. And during the summer, it was not unusual to have a full house 4 or 5 times in a 7-day period, all summer long. And then when things slowed down after the Sternwheel Festival, it still was not unusual to have a full house once a week. We never were so slow during that period of time that we ever ran a business day with like only 2 housekeepers. I believe maybe the fewest that we ran was like maybe 4 housekeepers in a day, or sometimes whoever showed up, we just everybody started working on their rooms. Whoever got done first went and helped somebody else, and then when they got done, the 2 of them went and helped somebody else, and when the 3 of them were done, they'd go help somebody else, and just until everybody was done. I think we did that a lot. A lot. So I remember what it was like when the place actually ran like a real hotel. Now, a lot has changed since then. The building has sat there since the 70s, so it it's an old building. It's been there a long time, and it's gone through some changes. It got a facelift on the outside there after the bank sold it to an individual who dumped. What year was that? I want to say like 2009, 10, maybe even 11. But the guy that bought it, he dumped like $2 million into upgrades in the building. And but shortly after I wasn't there for a full year after he bought it. And then I went to work with the guy I was married to at the time. And then after that, went, job to job to job to job. And years later, ended up back at the same hotel. But yeah. "20 minutes in, nobody's been in the stream. Hi. Hi there, dead air. How you doing?" I drank it all. Man, I'll tell you what. When I was a little girl, I think I was, let's see. I got to think a little bit because I'm old. I was 7 years old in first grade. So I would have been 9 years old in third grade. When I was in third grade, I used to sit around in my bedroom with a tape recorder. Do you remember tape recorders? Any of you remember tape recorders? I bet you youngins don't. Or you youngins don't remember tape recorders much bigger than this lighter. I would sit around on my bed and record silly stories. Man, if I had had something like this laptop when I was doing that, I'd probably be famous by now. I was funny when I was a kid. I actually still am funny now and then. I just am not around very many people anymore to let my sense of humor shine. I have, over the past 3-4 years, socialized less and less, and I go to work, I come home. Sometimes I actually go to the store and go shopping, but most of the time I have my uh, purchases delivered to the front door, or I have my son go get it. Otherwise, most of the time I stay home. So, yeah, I don't get a chance to be funny very much anymore. I got some good memories though. It's weird because I could never remember a joke to save my life. I mean, people could tell me just the funniest jokes, make me double over laughing and nearly pee my britches and lose my breath. I'd laugh so much. But remember that joke to tell somebody else? Nah, not me. But I could be pretty quick with a off the cuff quip that'll make you laugh. Or maybe not so much these days, who knows? I suspect people in general have changed somewhat with everything that has happened over the past, I'd say, 10 years. 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, something like that, when I moved out of the house that I lived in with my ex-husband and into my first place by myself with my kids. And I had to work. I don't know. I've always felt like our economic system, our workforce, is set up very much like the old folks used to describe it. They'd call it a rat race. Refer to themselves as a gerbil on a wheel, going round and round and round, and it never ends. And that's kind of the truth. And I think over the years, our children have heard us, saying the same things that our parents said. And then with what happened with the pandemic, the COVID pandemic a few years back, where everything got shut down and nobody could do anything. I think that changed people, but I think people were starting to change anyway, moving more toward the younger generations don't want to work like slaves their entire lives, while the cost of living and everything involved literally in living just keeps getting more and more expensive, and there's no realistic way to get ahead, except there are some exceptional individuals who manage to do that, and I will say that the only one that I think I can use as an example might be Elon Musk. I don't believe, was born into a rich family, and he managed to literally become the richest man on the planet. But your average person does not have the same drive that Elon Musk has, obviously. Most people go through high school and grab that diploma that they're told for 6 to 7 years is so essential to them getting a job. And then when they go through it and they're out there and they get that job, they realize that that diploma didn't really help them all that much. And they're just working for minimum wage like everybody else, and hoping beyond hope that they're going to get a little bit of a raise every year, and a lot of people don't. And I think that young people watching their parents and their family members working their asses off their entire life and not getting ahead, as a matter of fact, instead of getting ahead, end up slipping further and further behind as they go along, or those who have credit end up with insane debt, and it's a vicious cycle that is not easy to get out of, and it makes life pretty damn miserable. And as the generations pass, kids are like, and what I mean by kids is the younger generation, 20s, 30s, even teenagers who are, grabbing jobs after school and things like that. They want all that effort to be worth it, and I don't blame them. Because too many people these days are dying, leaving behind thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of debt. How does that happen? How does that happen? So, because I've been hearing an awful lot the past couple of years, people just don't want to work anymore. Well, I don't agree that people just don't want to work anymore, but I do agree that people just don't want to work their lives away and have absolutely nothing to show for it, nothing tangible to leave behind for their children. That's what people don't want to work for. And I don't blame them. I'm a I'm a very good example of someone who has worked most of my life, and I will have absolutely nothing to leave behind for my kids. Nothing. Um, I can't even afford a life insurance policy to maybe leave a few $1,000s behind for my kids. I can't even do that. And even if I did manage to do that, a few $1,000s wouldn't do my kids very much good, because a few $1,000s really, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't do anybody a whole lot of good. A few $1,000s might get you your rent and your utilities paid for maybe 2 months these days, depending on where you live. Depending on your, yeah, depending on where you live, you might get 2 months worth of rent and utilities paid with a few $1,000s. And when I was a teenager, if somebody had a few $1,000s, that seemed like an awful lot of daggone money. But, with inflation becoming the monster that it is, yeah, that can that'll eat your earnings up really fast and make you feel like you're just working for nothing. Yeah, so I got off on a little tangent there, didn't I? It's not funny. But yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're sitting in your bedroom all by yourself and the dogs have fallen asleep. They're tired of chewing on each other. And I got nothing better to do, and I don't want to go to sleep yet because I got the next 2 nights off. I feel like when I come home from work and I don't have to go to bed within a few hours, that's freedom to me. And some people might think that's a little bit pathetic. I guess boring, pathetic. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Really don't. I'm a good person. I do what I gotta do. My bills are paid. And nobody under my roof is going hungry, including my dogs. We've all got clothes. There's gas in the car. But, I'm hoping that things are going to get better financially for everybody in the country. Because Daddy's home. I've heard, that's something we could talk about. The fall of mainstream media. What do you think of that shit? What I'm doing right now, YouTube has become the media monster. It tickles me. All the mainstream media that I tuned out of like 5 years ago, 4. Well, it was like almost not the presidential election cycle that we just went through, but the previous one, where I don't care what anybody says, I will exercise my First Amendment freedom of speech right to express my opinion that the 2020 election was indeed a fraudulent. There was some hinky shit going on there, but you know what? If they even bother to look into it far enough to find out that it was a farce, Joe Biden's going to be dead by then. He will have gotten away with it, and anybody involved, I'm sure, will get away with it. But I don't think it'll ever happen again, because the eyes of the American people have been opened. And now we truly know what bullshit looks like. Anyway, it was during that election cycle that I turned off the cable and did not. Well, I did turn it back on at some point, and I don't even remember what I watched, but I didn't even watch it for very long, and I turned it right back off and turned to the computer and pulled up YouTube. And I have found that I can get information just as accurate, just as truthful, and just as inaccurate and not truthful from this medium. So, I just quit watching. And evidently a lot of other people did too. Because I think it really made a difference in the election this time around. And yeah. So, yeah. But, I mean, if people had been, what's the right word? I want to say awakened 4 years earlier in 2016, then the 2020 fiasco would never have happened. But yeah, I believe that all the hype about Donald Trump winning his first presidency, I believe that whoever pulls the strings saw all the hype, saw the juggernaut that propelled Donald Trump into the White House the first time. And I believe that's why they did what they did in 2020, because they knew that they were not going to get their Democrat back into the White House if they didn't. And yeah, they had to cheat. They had to, because otherwise they were not going to get their candidate in there. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But I think my opinion is right. I might not be correct on all points, but the ball of wax is pretty daggone I don't know, complete, I guess. So I got no plans. Look how long my hair is getting. Look at that. Well, that's a ponytail. So I guess y'all don't like me anymore 40 minutes in and nobody's even peeked into my stream for a moment. Say hi, you chodes. Well, when they put this video up, I surely hope they don't choose a thumbnail, because I don't choose the thumbnails myself. I hope they don't choose a thumbnail of me making some horrible face. Be just my luck. Boring video with a frightening looking thumbnail. Well, anyway, I am actually boring myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, and I'll see you guys next time. Maybe soon, maybe not, and I don't know if I remember to when I finally get Tyler Glockner's take. Secure Team 10. When I finally get Tyler Glockner's take on this drone stuff, maybe I'll pop in and talk about it. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Love ya.